Hello students, welcome back to your computer science class. I am Ms. Jenny Shah and today we start a new chapter, strings manipulation. We just finished learning about problem solving methods, and before that we did the looping constructs and learned the flow of control. We learned the different types of loops in Python. Now we go ahead and we learn data manipulation in strings. This is chapter 10 in your textbooks. Page number 335. You all have basic knowledge about the Python strings. And you know that Python strings are character enclosed in quotes of any type, whether it is single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. We have also learned empty string, and that an empty string is a string that has 0 characters. Python strings are immutable. That means they cannot be changed. We cannot change a Python string. It is immutable data type. Strings are a sequence of characters, and each character has a unique position or index. The indexes of a string, they begin from 0 up till the length in the forward direction. In the backward direction, they start from -1, -2, -3. So today we will learn strings and string manipulations. First, string creation. String can be created in two ways, either by taking an input from the user using the input statement or by declaring a variable. Traversal of a string. The individual characters of a string, they are accessible through the unique index of each character. Using these indexes, we can traverse a string character by character. Traversal is basically the process of each and every character of a string, accessing each and every character of a string for the purpose of display or for some other purpose is called string traversal. Traversing refers basically to iterate through all the elements of a string, one character at a time. We have already traversed through strings, but unknowingly. When we talked about sequences and we learned for loops, we learned traversing in the string. For example, to traverse through a string variable named superb, we can write for ch in name, and over here ch will take each and every character of the string data type variable name, which is superb. So if you run this code, which is also given on page number 336 of your textbook, you will get the output of superb with a dash. Traversing refers to the iteration to the iterating through the elements of a string, one character at a time. All right. Now, if I want to display the string in reverse order, now I am not going to show on the Python interpreter. I want you all to do that now. So you can write it down in your notebooks and practice it. The first one was name equals to superb, and then we had a simple for loop. This was the first program, that is traversing through the string, but we are going frontways. Suppose I want to read backwards. I want to print this particular word in the reverse order. In that case, the only difference that we need to do is we need to use an inbuilt function called length, len, to calculate the length of the string. Okay, so I'm using the uh, same example, so that when you will run both of these on your in your pythons, you all will be able to see the difference. L equals to length of the string. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm using the range keyword. All right, now let me explain to you what happened in the last two lines, which I think you all must have not understood. All right. Over here, I'm using this variable L to calculate the length of the string. So for in this case, the length of the string will be 6. How many characters are there? That will be the length. So it will be 6. Now what I'm doing is I'm running a for loop over here. Okay. And in this for loop, I am putting the details as start from -1. Okay, this will start. Where I'm telling them to stop is -6 -1. That means stop at -5. All right, and go down. This is the direction. This was the skip, if you remember, in the range. This was how many skip or how many steps to take, how many steps forward or backward. I have written minus, so it will go backward. So what will happen now? Before you understand this, you must understand indexing. Indexing is basically how is this string stored in the computer memory. Okay. Oh. So how is this stored in the computer memory? So let's take this word. Just ignore the last part over here. So now how is this stored in the computer memory? What are the numbering system? So there are two indexes. There is a forward index and then there is a backward index. This is the forward indexing. This will be the backward indexing for explanation purposes. Forward indexing always starts with the number 0. That means whatever will be the length, it goes one down. There are 6 alphabets in this. But if you look at the forward indexing, the last letter will be the number 5. Now the name of this variable is name. Okay. Backward indexing starts at -1. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. So this thing in the center will mean -6 -1. Sorry, it is length. Length will be 5. So it will be -5 -1. So it will become -6. The reason we use length over here, we use length so that we can calculate any alphabet like this. Okay. So how do I print this using indexing? So if I use indexing, I have to use the name of my variable, and in box brackets, very important, box brackets, I need to write the index number. So if I write -4 over here, okay, and this entire thing is there in round brackets of print name -4, then it will print P. It will show P on the screen. So using this idea, what we are doing is right over here, I am writing name, and in box bracket, I'm writing I. This I is the index value that we are using in the for range. Okay, print should have an indent over here. Okay, I'm sorry. It should have an indent over here. So in your notebooks, make the changes. Print should have an indent. So that way, when this particular piece of code will be printed, it will print B dash R dash E dash P dash U dash S dash. Okay, it will print this. It will print the same thing in a reverse fashion. So this was called traversing a string. You have learned two traversing, forward traversing and backward traversing. Now there are two string operators that we need to know, plus and multiplication. Plus means, plus is a concatenation operator. Concatenation meaning merging two words together. And multiplication is a replication operator. That means it replicates or it multiplies it. All right. So basically, look over here, T plus pot. When you will print this word, print T plus pot. So if you're going to write print, and in bracket you're going to write T plus pot. The output is going to be T pot as one word without any space between it. It will come out as one word. This is what the plus sign does when you use the plus sign between two strings. Okay, when you use the plus sign between two strings, it concatenates it. 1 plus 2. Remember, these are strings because we are using quotes over here. These are not integers. If it was integer, the answer would be 3. But because this is string, the answer will be 12. Similarly, 1, 2, 3 plus ABC would normally give you an error if 1, 2, 3 was an integer type variable or a float type variable. But because we put quotation marks, it has become string. And so the answer will be 1, 2, 3 A, B, C. Now let's look at the replication. In replication, if I write this, in replication, very important, very, very important, you cannot multiply two strings. Okay, this is a big difference you have to learn. Two strings cannot be multiplied, can not be multiplied. Okay, and over here, compulsory two strings only you have to use. Only two strings can be added. Okay, this is the difference. Over here, look carefully. This is also a variable. This is also a variable. This is also a variable. This is also a string variable. This is also string. This is also string. Okay, but if you look at multiplication, this is not a string. 5 is not a string. 3 is not a string. And when you put two strings together, like you see over here and over here, it becomes invalid. Okay, it becomes invalid. So today we have learned two things. We have learned traversing a string, and you have learned two operators that we can use on strings. So stay home, stay safe, practice this. Open your textbook and read the first 3, 4 pages, and we will continue this next time. Stay home, stay safe, take care, keep learning. Thank you.